Greetings, everyone. My name is Samuel Shigamba. I'm the Executive Director at the Epilepsy Warriors Foundation. We're based in Blantyre, Malawi. And my presentation is about children and epilepsy. Yes, so this presentation will cover who we are as Epilepsy Warriors Foundation, key facts about epilepsy as a disability, also the impacts of epilepsy on the child, and also the programs that we are conducting as Epilepsy Warriors Foundation to mitigate some of the challenges that children with epilepsy, just person in epilepsy in general face. Yeah. Yes, so as I mentioned, as Epilepsy Warriors Foundation, we're based in Blantyre, Malawi. We are a disabled people's organization, DPO, that was founded by persons with epilepsy and is run by persons with epilepsy in all governance structures, starting with board, executive, and secretariat. Yes, so the organization was established in 2018. And the aim mainly is just to address the most urgent and pressing needs of persons with epilepsy in Malawi. Yeah, so who is a child? According to the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, a child is any person who is under the age of 18. All children have rights, no matter where they live, what language they speak, what their religion is, what they think, what they look like, if they're a boy or a girl, if they have a disability or not, if they are rich or poor, and no matter who their parents and families are and what their parents and families do. Yes, so also it's important to note that no child should be treated unfairly for any reason. I'll move to the next slide. Sorry, I'm having some IT issues. Yeah. Epilepsy fact sheet, according to the WHO. So epilepsy is a chronic non-communicable disease of the brain that affects people of all ages. In other terms, in the epilepsy community, we say that it does not discriminate. It affects anyone at any age. So nearly 80% of people with epilepsy live in low and middle income countries. 3/4 of people with epilepsy live in low and middle income countries do not get the treatment that they need. And also lastly, in many parts of the world, people with epilepsy and their families suffer from stigma and discrimination. Yes, so epilepsy is also is considered as a disability according to in Malawi and as well as internationally. So I'll also go through what a disability is. According to the Disability Act of Malawi of 2012, disability is a long-term physical, mental, intellectual, or sensory impairment, which in interaction with various barriers may hinder the full and effective participation in society of person on equal basis with other persons. Yes, so also epilepsy is being a neurological disorder can be classified as a mental impairment, hence a disability. Yes, so I'll move on to the next slide, which is the impact of epilepsy on the child. There are many challenges that as person with epilepsy we face, and also as children they face different challenges. But today I will just focus on three. That's access to education, access to health, and access to justice systems. Yeah, so even though services are available in Malawi, And Malawi's constitution has provision for services to all. People with disabilities still face challenges in accessing different services due to their disability. Yes, so on access to education for children with epilepsy, there are a number of challenges there which hinders the child in accessing education. Yeah, so in Malawi, primary school education is free, but though primary school education is free, not all children are able to attend school. Some learners with epilepsy are forced to withdraw from school as a result of recurrent seizures. Most of them are forced to withdraw from school authorities, mainly because most of them do not know how to handle the child when they're having a seizure. So they just resort to forcing them to withdraw from school, which is a violation of their right. Also, some parents do not send their children to school out of fear that they might hurt themselves in an event where they have a seizure in school. And also, some parents are ashamed because of their child's condition. Some of them do not want other people to know that their child has epilepsy because it will bring shame on the family. So also that's something that's hindering some of the children with epilepsy to attend school. Yeah, there are also some school dropouts. Some children with epilepsy are bullied in school. Some, because of the stigma, discrimination that they face, they end up in just dropping out of school because they can't take it anymore. While some children with epilepsy have trouble remembering. We've noted that once most people with epilepsy, once they start taking their medication, they have issues remembering things. So some fail to, get good grades in class just because they forget. So in some cases, some end up in dropping out of school. The next one is access to health. It is also important to note that as Malawi, the government provides anti-epileptic medication for free. But though these medications are free, there are sometimes when hospitals run out of these medications. So there comes a challenge. Yeah. So we, as persons with epilepsy, we take this medication just to control our seizures or prevent our seizures. So it's hard in most cases for people, especially in Malawi, to adhere to their medication. Mostly in some cases because health facilities are far from where the families are located, so the parents have to travel long distances to collect their child's medication. So in some cases, parents do not go all the time to collect their child medication. So that affects adherence on the part of the child taking their medication at all times. Yeah, another thing is the shortage of drugs, which I mentioned earlier. As Malawi, persons with epilepsy, we do get our medication for free. But there are some times when hospitals run out of this medication, which forces persons with epilepsy to now buy the medication. So since most people with disabilities live below the poverty line, not everyone is able to afford this medication for their child. So this also poses as a challenge as far as adherence is concerned. Also, in some cases, persons with epilepsy are prescribed the wrong medication. In some cases, some are given higher dosages. For an example is that of a boy who is 12 years old, who is given too much medication. I think he's on phenytoin. By the time we met him, he was on a wheelchair. But after we referred him to a certain hospital, a government hospital, then that's when he started walking. He's now able to socialize with his peers, though he still has seizures from time to time. But now he's able to walk, socialize, talk, and in the near future, there are plans of him going back to school, which is something that's very good. The last thing that I'll mention about is access to justice. As Epilepsy Warriors Foundation, we've noted that some learners, some children, especially girls, are defiled.